Hello, I'm Pastor Carl Johnston with the Atlanta, Ebenezer, and Hopedale United Methodist Churches, the Prairie Winds Parish. This is Tuesday, and we're continuing our devotions this week with some questions that folks have asked. Question today is, since God knows the desires of our hearts and everything we need and want, why should we even ask Him? It's a good question. So let me see if I can come up with a good answer for us. Think about a different example. What about the time when you were at that age when you needed a bicycle to ride when you were growing up? Would you have gone to your parents and said, "Hey, I need a bike"? Probably not. If you had, or maybe not you, of course, maybe some other kid in the neighborhood or maybe a cousin or something. Certainly none of us would have ever said that, been so bold and brass to our own parents. And you know the response. You would get a lot further if you would ask for it as opposed to demanding it. All right, fine, please, may I have a bike? Well, not with that attitude, you're not, young man. You have some memories triggering right now, don't you? And then some of our parents said things like, "You got any money? You could pay for part of it. Maybe I'll pay for part of it. You pay for part of it. And then you can own the bike." Somehow we need to ask. Our parents knew we needed a bicycle. We needed something to ride around. But yet, it went better if we asked. Why? They knew we needed one, or could tell it would be helpful to us. Why didn't they just give it to us? Why did we have to ask? Well, part of it is, first of all, it's important we come out of a sense of humility. We have needs and we are not able to meet them ourselves. So, because we are needy, sometimes feeling helpless, and completely and totally dependent upon our parents for food and clothes and a place to live and everything else that they provided for us, to come demanding didn't go over very well. To say to our parents, "Hey, bicycle now," well, you and I both know that didn't work. Sometimes in our own desires of our hearts to say to God, "Snap to, let's go. I need this now, let's move." It doesn't go over well either. It's interesting when we talk about the desire of our hearts. We're looking at Psalm 37, verse 4. "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." The first part is take delight in the Lord. Taking some time to spend time with God, reading some of the Word, being with other of God's people, delighting in the Lord, doing the things that delight the Lord, that kind of stuff. And then, as a response of, He will give you the desires of your heart. Sometimes it seems like, as children, some of us sometimes came off as entitled brats. Sometimes I think when we pray, there is a sense when we think of God as an equal. I'm a man, Jesus was a man, therefore I can talk to Jesus the same way I talk to any other man. Maybe not. In Hebrews chapter 12, verses 28 and 29, we read these words, "Therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom that cannot be shaken, let us give thanks, by which we offer to God an acceptable worship with reverence and awe, for indeed our God is a consuming fire." I think one of the reasons we need to ask is out of humility. Second, we need to ask out of our sense of need. And third, out of respect. That while I am a person, I am not God. I love God. I seek to serve God. I seek to become more like God. I aim at it on a daily basis. These devotions are part of that. But I know, as everybody else does, I'm not God. I'm not as smart as God. I'm not as wise as God. And I'm not God. And I'm not running for the office. But God is God. And so, because God is God, and He's powerful and majestic and all the other adjectives I could think of, it is wise that we take some time to say, please, and thank you. And to tell God exactly and precisely what we need, and to expect Him to answer as He will. When and if. God will answer our prayers. Yes, no, and wait. So, we ask because of our great love for God. And God listens to us each and every day. I'm Carl Johnston. That's something for you to think about.